Hello guys, and welcome to my second part of the tutorial regarding the Datafrog 3-inch retro game handheld console, which is like this one. Today I'm going to talk to you about modding this thing. That is changing the operating system, which is quite a good idea because it opens up quite a few possibilities with the emulators and also has some built-in games. We'll talk about this later. I also ordered another battery for it from AliExpress. We'll also talk about this later and how good that is. And we'll be concentrating maybe for a third video on playing on the TV using this Mini AV2HDMI device that actually works kind of cool. So we'll just get right on it, right? This device supports external microSD cards of up to 32 gigs, so I decided to try for the internal card is 64 gig. Okay, so to actually mod this unit, we need to gain access to the microSD card, which is right here. So we need to open this thing up. First thing we do is open the battery protector cap. And remember, don't unscrew this all the way because you need to pull in order to raise this. And now we need to remove the battery. And we have another screw right here that we need to, well, take out. And we have another one right here. To pry this open, you need to start from here. And once you got this side, you're done. So here's where the card is. You notice already I have the new one installed. It's a 64 gigabytes card because yes, it supports a 64 gigabyte card. The old one looked like this, so it's branded Target MicroSD. So I don't know about that one, so I decided to replace it anyway. And there it is. Then you need to go to this very cool website, the Retro Gamers 97. The link is in the description below. This website covers pretty much everything you need to know about modding this device on the inside and outside. If you own this device, you will definitely want to hang around here. You'll find a lot of articles, references and downloadable content. Speaking of which, this is why we're here, to download a mod that we'll be writing to our SD card. So we'll just go ahead and open this link here. And this is where we'll find operating systems for internal and external card setups. We'll be modding the internal card as we'll be opening this device up, and also our device is version 2.1, so now we'll be looking for this 1.4 gig image to download specifically for our hardware version. Once we've unzipped the image file, we'll be opening up Win32 Disk Imager. What we typically need to do now is to open the DSK image with this tool and make sure to indicate the correct drive that points to the SD card we want to use. We'll be making sure that the drive letter is indeed the correct one, and be thorough about this step because we might end up screwing with some other drive that might seriously damage what's on it. And once we've made sure, let's browse to the location of the image file to notice that the tool does not immediately see it. Therefore, we'll need to change the accepted file type filter to all, and now the image being visible, we can open it. Let's click on Write to begin the process, taking a final look at the warning and making sure the destination is correct, and then press OK. The writing takes about 2 minutes, we'll be skipping it. And that's done. Now we'll need to open Mini Tool Partition Wizard. Remember, the disk image we've written is meant for a 4 GB card, so the ROMs partition, the one where we'll be keeping our games, needs to be resized, in our case by 56 gigs. Right-click on the ROMs partition, then choose Resize, drag the slider all the way to the right before finally clicking the OK button. After that, the setup looks good, so we'll go ahead and click the Apply button. This process takes roughly 2 minutes, at the end of which we're done with the SD card modding. We can now browse the card and see the files provided by the operating system. This is also a good time to copy your ROMs for your emulator, but since this can be done at any time by just plugging in the device to the PC through the USB cable, we'll just skip this for now. And now we'll just put the card back in. Before putting the device back together, let's quickly test if the SD card works. Holding the battery by hand, we'll flip the device and take a look at the screen to see if the device actually boots. Sorry for the flip view, had no better position, but we can still see everything went fine and our device now boots into the modern operating system. With a bit of skill we can even navigate through the menus to see that also works fine. Since I've brought up the battery, we'll also take a look at it now. I got mine from AliExpress and at the time I paid around €6 per piece. It is advertised to have a capacity somewhere in between 1.8 and 2.2 amps. I figured I could at least hope for double the capacity of the battery the device came with, which is 800 milliamps. When I actually got the battery I noticed they were rated 4 amps instead of 2.2 and that was weird. I decided to test how much current does the battery draw and I set up this test. At the time the red light turned off, the battery had drawn roughly 790 milliamps at 5 volts, meaning almost 4 watts. Now, without counting waste and other consumers that went on in parallel with the charging, that would mean the battery ate up 1.3 amps at 3.7 volts. So from the start this started to look fishy. I decided to run a more clean and reliable test. I would charge to maximum both the stock and the AliExpress batteries and let the device run on each of them in the Quake demo. This way there is a steady and consistent power drain on the battery, and this gives me the possibility to compare battery performances by how long the device runs until complete battery drain. The original battery that came with the device, you know, the 800 milliamps one, that held out for 221 minutes. Nice. The new battery rated at, well, I'll just pick your number here, the seller advertises all kind of numbers. Well, this battery held out for 250 minutes. Okay, it's better than the original by 29 minutes in this test, and this reflects percentually to around 13% plus. It's not bad, but this means the rated capacity is 905 milliamps and not what the seller says. Since we're opening stuff up, a quick look under the display reveals the processor and memory. I also added the links to their details in the description, and it seems the processor is a 600 MHz Ingenic, and we also have here a 1 GB Samsung memory chip. So this console right here packs quite a bit of punch. Finally, let's take a look on how the retro game behaves when connected to the TV. Unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, I didn't have access to a TV with analog video in, so I used this great Mini AV2HDMI converter that I also bought from AliExpress to connect to a contemporary TV. I will now leave you with some of the games I discovered with this new mod. Enjoy! So, the final notes I leave you with after this video. This is a great and customizable game console. Buy yourself a 64 gig MicroSD and you won't ever need to use the external SD card. I do think Retro Gamers 97 mod is a must if you own one of these. Pay attention when modding not to destroy your console and also not accidentally format some other drive. A spare battery might be useful, but don't expect high capacity batteries that will last you for more than maybe 2 hours unless you decide to mod in your own battery that's outside this device's specs. TV connection is good, but sometimes your eyes can hurt from some games that do weird things with the resolution and refresh rate. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe if you like it. I will be doing more interesting videos that you may want to check out. Also, do comment if you have questions or suggestions. Let me know if I missed anything or if you need any more info.
Let's rock. Damn, you take this bastard to the paper shooting up my ride.
Goodbye.